Zippity doo-dah, beautiful day, great to be alive. Hey, what's up everyone? This is Chris Brown here again. As you can see behind me, I'm hanging out here at the Gaylord's Palms Resort here in Orlando, Florida. And if you see those over there, those are real alligators. Now there's an expression in the business world that says it doesn't matter how much that you make per year, what matters is how much that you make for every hour that you work. So in today's video, I'm going to show you one little simple trick to help you to double or perhaps even triple your income from what you make on an hourly basis. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you to my computer so I can explain that to you. So come on with me, let's go.
Now, a lot of times people focus on that they're not making enough money. They're not making enough money to make ends meet. Yet there's a very, very simple principle that is taught at Harvard University, Harvard Business School, of why this is. A lot of times it's so simple that it's often overlooked. We end up focusing on the wrong things when we should really be focusing on something else. And this very simple business principle is this: the amount of money that you make is based upon the amount of commercial value you provide. Now, this doesn't mean that what you're doing is not valuable. What this just means is that we have to increase the amount of commercial value we provide. People don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. So we have to provide commercial value. Even though that we feel very passionate about it ourselves, we think that people should be paying more money for this. We have to go what the marketplace is willing to provide, what the marketplace says has commercial value. So there's three areas that we're going to look at how to not only double, possibly even triple or even quadruple the amount that we're making from every hour that we work. Now, the amount of value that we provide, first of all, and we'll look at this first level of it, which is labor. And if you live here in Florida, you might make anywhere from as little as $7.25. Sometimes we'll make different jobs depending on what it is, of course. Very few people make $100 an hour, but we might make even $100, sometimes even $200 an hour by exchanging time for money. And this is why if we go to school and get a degree or actually develop these different skill sets, we can increase the amount of money that we're making per every hour that we work. But at the end of the day, the amount of value that we provide is exchanging time for money. If technology advances enough, there's going to be a machine to be able to replace us. You know, factory workers, people who are working in factory workers 20, 30, 40 years ago are now being replaced by machines and computers. Now, this isn't bad because a lot of times this has helped the safety of people. People were getting hurt with the machines that they had to deal with. Now we have machines and computers that are taking on those risks. But if we want to make more money, and if we're in an industry that is not paying us enough money, we have to switch industries or perhaps develop new skills. Now, this doesn't mean going to school or anything like this. This just means developing new skills. Now, one of those new skills is communications. Now, on the low end, you might make $20 an hour to $1,000 an hour based upon your ability to communicate. So many times people focus on what is the results that they're providing them, right? But the amount of money that we get paid is based upon the experience. You've heard of the term expression. I've talked about this in some of our other videos about a bedside manner. Now, the doctor might help you get the result that you were looking for, but he might have been rude or inconsiderate in the process, right? So that's not really helping us. So let's look at this a little bit further. So let's say that you work at somebody who works at the dollar store. Look at the way that a person communicates at the dollar store to somebody who would work at a very high-end retailer like Neiman Marcus. If you've ever been to places like that, they're very respectful. They really cater to you. They really give you a really great customer experience. And because they're giving you such a great customer experience, people are willing to spend more money for them. Look at lawyers. Lawyers get paid based upon their ability to communicate, right? And so there's lawyers that make a bad lawyer might make $100 an hour. A good lawyer will make $1,000 an hour, right? So it's all based upon the ability to communicate. Salespeople is the ability to influence people to show them their value. A lot of times salespeople have a negative stigma, but it's the bad salespeople, the selfish, self-centered salespeople that give sales a bad name. Being a person under influence is very important in your marriage, very important for your kids. If you want your kids to listen to you, you have to develop your your ability to communicate. Don't just say, well, do it just because I told you so. Do it because I'm your parents. That's not a good enough reason. You have to develop your ability of communication. So what we have to do is look outside of us. So what we have to do is we have to start developing these skills. Again, like in the case of labor, you might go to and get a college degree. In the keys of communication, we're going to get read books and courses and educate ourselves and develop ourselves internally, and that way we're going to become better communicators. Now, the third way that we provide value, the third way that the marketplace determines value is by being innovative. Okay, and this takes another set of skills. And this takes the skills of developing our thinking ability, because in order to be innovative, you have to be creative. Two of the best innovators that the marketplace has deemed as innovators is Mr. Walt Disney and Mr. Steve Jobs. Both of those people were very creative. They took something that already existed and turned it and looked at it in a new way and packaged it in a new way that people liked and people thought was valuable, and so people were willing to spend more money for that. So if you're an innovator, you might make anywhere from $500 an hour to unlimited, because you look at Steve Jobs, he's a multi-billionaire. You can make billions of dollars over your career because of being innovative. But look, how much can you make on an hourly basis of being innovative? So again, in order to become innovative, you will have to develop your skills. Now, let's say that you run a very labor-intensive business, okay, making $7.25 to $100 or a couple $100 an hour, right? Now, how do we become innovative? Let me show you somebody who was. This is Tim Carter, and he is a handyman. And according to Google, who says that from Tim Carter's blog, he makes $30,000 per month. Now the question is, how does a handyman have enough hours in his day to make $30,000 per month? He doesn't. But because he was innovative, he makes $30,000 per month. Now, I'm not going to go all into this of how to become innovative in this video, but we are going to provide you with some other tools and some other things of how to develop these skills so you can become better communicators and you can become innovative.
Now, I hope this information has been helpful. I had a blast filming this video for you here today. But what I want to do for you is I want to send you your free CD. Now, on that CD, what you're going to do is you're going to discover how to use the money that your competition has already spent in advertising and how you can use that money to get yourself more business. Now, the first time that I did this, I used $100,000 that my competition had already spent in advertising, and I used that money to be able to generate 141 sales for myself in my very first 6 hours. Now, you'll also discover how to harness the spending power of your customers who are spending money with other businesses in order to enable you to make 10 to 20 times more profits from your already existing customer base. Now, one of the companies that used this was an oil change place. They had a 20-point inspection. They referred 10 points of it out to some of the local businesses in the area, and that enabled them to generate an extra $2 million in revenue for the year.
Now, I hope this information has been helpful. If you'd like some help putting this all together, I want to send you your very own free CD. Now, again, my last job was working for a $400 million marketing firm, where I was hired as a business consultant to the ultra rich. And after spending so many years working with billion-dollar companies, For the first time ever, I'm making available to companies of your size the billion-dollar blueprint. This is the first time ever, to my knowledge, that anything like this has been made open to the public. You will not be able to find what you'll discover here with us anywhere else. Now, if you use the business plans that billion-dollar companies use, do you think that you'd be able to make more money? If you use the business plans that billion-dollar companies use, do you think that you'd be able to make more money by working less hours so you can spend that time doing what's truly important? I want to send you your very own free CD where you will discover the business plans that billion-dollar companies use to get an unfair advantage over your competition, where you will discover how to use the money your competition has already spent in advertising to get you more business. Next, you'll discover how to harness the spending power of your customers who are spending money with other businesses to enable you to make 10 to 20 times more profits. Next, you'll see how to get other businesses to pay for things you need without ever being required to pay the money back. Next, you'll see what companies like Apple, Disney, McDonald's, and others do to never have to pay out of pocket for your advertising or your business expenses ever again. Just click on the link down below directly underneath this video, or you can visit prostarprofits.com/free CD 1 to order your free CD. Now, again, don't put this off. One more thing, stay healthy, have a great day. I'm glad I could help you, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye now.